Hi everyone, this is Carla Ostwinch, Independent Scentsy Director with Team Impact. So most of the time I speak from the heart and I don't write notes, but this is something I am super passionate about and I have a heart for, and I want to save people from something that can destroy, absolutely destroy your business. So I did write notes because I do not want to miss one single point here. How many of you have heard gossip within the last 7 days? How many? I mean, that is so sad to me. Gossip is horrible. I'm not saying I've never been a part of it, because I've been a part of it on both sides. Being accused and the accuser. I've been a part of gossip, and I hate to say that, but yes, I have. I'm only human, and I make mistakes. But gossip is death, and it destroys. It destroys businesses. It destroys families. It destroys marriages. It destroys friendships. And I've seen people completely and utterly devastated and ripped apart, destroyed like you will not believe, over gossip. And most of it has been unjust. Most of the time I've seen people totally destroyed, it has been completely and utterly unjust. The Bible says life and death is in the power of the tongue. Do you hear me? Life and death is in the power of your tongue. I mean, how many times do we see bullying to the point where people are committing suicide? Gossip is just plain out bullying, and we need to stop it. Do not speak death, because, my friend, not only will you destroy another person, you will destroy your business. And on the other hand, I have seen teams and businesses that were so connected and so loyal to each other that no amount of gossip could break them apart, because they would not listen to it. They would not. They were loyal to each other, and they did not let gossip pull them apart. And then I've seen really good teams that had one little weasel, and weak people that opened an ear and listened to the accuser. And it had destroyed them. It totally destroyed and devastated people's finances and people's lives and people's dreams. I hate gossip more than you can even know. It is terrible. It kills homes. It kills churches. It kills businesses. When are we going to mature as entrepreneurs and not leave a listening ear to gossip? And when are we not going to listen to the poison? Because that, my friend, is what it is. Gossip is poison that can destroy you. One little morsel can destroy what you've built. So don't leave it into your system. Now, I've personally made a vow to not speak gossip, and I have apologized to maybe somebody on here that I've gossiped to, and I apologize for doing that. Because although most of my business I try to edify and build people up, there have been times that I've got weak and I let gossip happen because I was hurt. And that is not right. And as a leader, I need to stop doing it. And we as a business need to stop doing it. We need to speak life into people and not death. If you ever have heard me, ever heard me speak badly about somebody and gossip, I apologize to you right now because that was not right and that was not called for. And I did not mean to put that poison and that death into you. So please forgive me for that because I was weak. I want the next time that you hear somebody or have somebody ask you, have you heard gossip lately? You say no, because if you say no, that means you did not open your ears to hear. If you've heard it, you opened your ears to it. So I don't want you opening those ears to it. I want you to just keep that out of there. It is impossible for you to hear poison and not have an effect on you. Did you hear me? It's impossible to not have an effect on you. If you think you are strong enough to stand up underneath gossip, then you are being foolish. It is death, and it comes with food. And according to the Bible, it is a choice morsel that goes deep into your belly. Do not open a listening ear to that. If somebody tries to talk to you about somebody else, simply say, I'm sorry, it sounds like you need to talk to that person about it, and I love you. However, I have to get back to prospecting. Do you understand? How many of you right now know I'm telling you the truth? You can't open your ears because it is death. How much productivity has been wasted by somebody saying, I think so-and-so is mad at me? How much productivity has been wasted because somebody says, did you see what that leader wrote on Facebook? Did you hear what happened? Do you know what so-and-so did? How many of you have heard this, right? How many? Are you here to make money or not? Because that does not make anybody a single dime. It destroys other people's businesses, and it's just not called for. When you bring a word of gossip that you in your mind could think is true, and you in your mind could think it's justifiable, it's still death. It is still death. My friends, will never reach the level of success we were born to reach. If we're messing with 7th grade politics, we'll never reach the level of success that we were designed for. If we're playing around with high school politics, you know it's true. It's just the same thing happen over again. It's just different names. You can try to justify it all you like. You can try to justify it. But they hurt me. Grow up. Get over it. Grow up and get over it. Do not pull your businesses down. And do not pull your teams down. Grow up and get over it. You are not in high school anymore. None of us should be having our mouths talk about stuff like this, and we should not be lending an ear to any of this stuff. It is time for us to get over it and grow up. Who's in with me? Who's in on this? You know, let's just get over it already. We will never reach the level of success we want if we're sowing dissension into others. You can forget about it. You won't get that promotion. Do you hear me? If you will not have that level of influence if you're sowing dissension. whether you realize it or not, people are watching you and people are seeing what you're doing. And if you're speaking negatively, that's going to have the poison into those people. And if your tongue cannot be tamed to speak life, then you'll not get promoted to the level of success that you are wanting in your business. And you will eventually have your business come to a screeching halt. It will definitely come to a screeching halt if your tongue cannot be tamed and speak life into people rather than death. Because people don't want to be around that negativity. It's going to halt your growth. So tame your tongue. It is time to tame your tongue. If you care more about your own success than others, you need to stop that right now. You need to stop it if you're caring about your own success instead of others. Because if you truly care about others people's success, you're not going to do anything that stops them from succeeding. That includes using your mouth against other people. Because that person that you're using your mouth against could be the person that helps your team member make it to the top. They could have something that helps them to achieve success. And you are robbing your team if you are speaking death about another person. We have to stop sowing dissension. And if you have somebody that is trying to sow dissension into your life, you need to say to them, stop it. Let's say somebody gives you a phone call and says, so-and-so is a really bad person. Don't listen to them. Have you ever had a phone call like this? Have you ever had somebody tell you something like this? Just want to give you a heads up that so-and-so is doing this. If you want to succeed, you cannot listen to one-sided accusations. You just can't. When somebody calls and gossips, it's not our place to correct them or defend. Our heart's intention should be to heal a relationship. Don't try to prove somebody wrong. Really, who cares? Don't try to prove it. And don't try to get a confession. You need to let that go. If the gossip is about somebody else and you hear it, tell the person, hey, you really need to speak to that other person and I love you, but I have to get back to my business. I don't have time for this right now because I have to get to my next level within my business. Be kind and be loving when you say it. Don't ever put anything in a harsh way. Know the truth always lies in the middle. So if you're hearing somebody say something, because there's two perspectives, there's two sides. Somebody's seeing things this way, somebody's seeing things this way. And the truth always lies in the middle. And most likely, 99% of the time, neither side tried to hurt the other person. It's just how they perceived how something was done. This person could be doing something out of love, and this person turns it around and thinks, wow, they're trying to destroy me. And it's nothing like that to this person. The truth is always in the middle. So don't take one side on anything because it's always right there in the middle. You've got to make a decision that you're going to stand behind your team. And you've got to make a decision that you're going to plant the seeds where other people are going to stand behind you. Could you imagine being a part of a team that when somebody comes against a team member and they tell you that one of your team members did something, no matter what it is, you still love them and it would not sway your love for them in the least. In fact, you would defend your fellow team member. Could you imagine that? Well, I truly feel that way about my team, and even those that have come against me, because there are some that have come against me because I'm a leader and it happens. I still love them and I still pray for them, and I still see great gifting in those people. And even though they may have come against me, I tell their other team members, listen to them. I edify them to their team members, because tearing them down will do nobody any good, and it will hurt those team members to make any kind of success. And maybe somebody on here knows this. Maybe somebody on here knows somebody that's torn me down, and I still edified the person that had torn me down, because they just perceive something differently. You will have people accuse you, and you'll have people accuse you of false things. If you make any kind of leadership within Scentsy, you're going to have that happen. And you're going to hit that point. You will have people call you. And when they call you and they start telling you that you're horrible and that you did this and you did that when you did not, you just smile and love on them and say, I'm sorry you feel that way. And then go take a freaking shower. Because you know when somebody's like telling you that you've done something yet you haven't, it's like, ah! But grow up and don't accuse them and still love them no matter what. Don't take offense, because it's a part of it. It's a part of life, and you just have to know not to take offense in those situations. Sick people hurt people, and hurt people hurt people. You just have to know that. And you have to know if somebody's coming against you, they're hurt. Just continue to love on them. Continue to speak life upon them. And yes, sometimes it is difficult. Sometimes it is extremely difficult. Especially for me, it is difficult when I see somebody using gossip that is hurting their team members. That really, really freaking bothers me. But I will still love them no matter what, because in their mind they think they're doing right, and that's all you can ask. But if you take offense, that does nothing. That does absolutely nothing. It will just divide more. And it won't help anybody. It won't help anybody. It won't help any of your team if you take offense. So be brave enough and be bold enough to grow the heck up and to get over it. Help those who want it and be there for those who want the help. And I hope this helps somebody, and I hope this has freed somebody on here today. Know I love you, and no gossip is just death. Do not do it, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye.